On the road to Civil War, this is Iron Man 3.
What the fuck?
Hey guys, Psycho's Anarchy here with another movie review for you as we continue our road to Civil War with Iron Man 3, the first movie of Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And let me tell you, this movie, like a lot of comic book movies these past few years, save for a rare few like Guardians of the Galaxy, Winter Soldier, and just those two, and X-Men Days of Future Past, forgot about that one, have had a divided audience. Now, Iron Man 3 comes from the fallout of the Avengers, and this movie specifically, one of the best aspects of this movie is Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, dealing with the fallout. He's constantly haunted by going into the wormhole, constantly haunted by what he's seen, which will influence his future decisions in Age of Ultron and in Civil War. Once again, hashtag it's all connected. Now, this really does focus on the fact that, what he did in the Avengers, you can't let something like that go just easily like that. In the comic book world, it's one thing, but this one had some sense of a grounded reality to it, and when the whole alien invasion and Thor and all that stuff just came crashing down into one big fucking thing all at once, you have to realize, you can't simply brush that shit aside so easily. That's gonna stick with you. That is gonna haunt you. And that is probably the best aspect of this movie. Aside from his interactions with Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts and his best friend Rhodey as Don Cheadle. The villain, he's kind of a weird villain for me, because because everybody was marketed that Ben Kingsley was the Mandarin. He is Iron Man's greatest enemy, his greatest villain. And they turned him into a punchline. It's kind of really pissed off a lot of fans. At first, me included, but then I thought to myself, you know what? I actually kind of found it funny. I found it humorous and enjoyable. And I like the fact that in the short film, Hail to the King, that the Mandarin is still out there. So, hope for us yet. Here's to all you comic book fans. But I do admit, in that scheme of things, they really kind of fucking lied to us with the whole marketing that Ben Kingsley is the Mandarin, when I don't even remember the freaking blonde guy's name. He runs AIM, and he has an old history with Tony Stark from like years ago, and it's kind of pretentious in my opinion, because there's a lot of things that don't make sense. Because in the movie we see that Iron Man, Tony Stark, has made like 40 different suits, and yet his most recent model does not function that well. It's constantly malfunctioning, but, work in progress and all that stuff. So, regardless, there's a lot of ups to this movie. I mean, it's always funny, because Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., is playing himself. All the quippy one-liners and all that stuff, but I do like the seriousness of when he's, tormented by what has happened in the Avengers. The kid actor in this movie actually played off really, really well with him, and I'm just really happy that some of the best aspects of this movie is still, Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, Don Cheadle. The kid actor was great. The villain was, again, kind of forgettable. I really don't know what it was. What is it with Marvel? I mean, I love Ultron. I love Loki. Kingpin and Purple Man are fucking amazing, but most of the time they just can't land the best villains sometimes, which I really hope they'll rectify that with Thanos and other future villains in the Netflix shows and Zemo in Civil War, which we have yet to see. But other than that, this movie is run-of-the-mill. It's a good one. I do like it a lot. It's really, really good. But you really can't measure up to the first Iron Man, because it's so fucking amazing. So, by this point in time, we've had Iron Man, Thor, Captain America First Avenger, and the Avengers. We'd have 4 really, really good Marvel movies. The Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 are the weakest of links. Iron Man 3 falls somewhere in the middle, and I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Because I think Civil War will really make me look back on all these Marvel movies and make me appreciate them more and buff up the points, buff up the, rating on it, because that's the beauty of Marvel with these movies, is you look back on them, and they just seem to look better because of how connected they are, how important they are to one another. So, I really hope that Tony Stark mentions, what happened with him in Iron Man 3 to further you know, used this as his conviction in Civil War and all that shit, and I really, really hope that this movie will be looked back upon with a better light, even though the Mandarin was the biggest fuck-up. That is without a doubt true. I don't mind it, but I still could see why people are fucking pissed off about it. So guys, Psycho Collector's Anarchy here, signing off. Next we're doing Thor the Dark World, and if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe, share this video around, do whatever, just so long as you appreciate my work, which you probably don't. But who cares? Psycho Culture's Anarchy, signing off, and so you psychotics, you stay crazy, motherfuckers, you stay crazy.